Hello guys, my name is Sin, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over things that you should know before buying the Flashe PTFE Xsleeve. Now, I'm not sponsored by Flashe, but they have sent me these arm sleeves out, and they've also provided me with a discount code, so if you want to buy one of these, you can use code SIN20 for a 20% discount. But let's get right into the video. So the number one thing to know before buying would be size. Now, size is very important, no matter what the internet tells you. In arm sleeves, size is actually quite important because you want it to fit like a glove. Now, if you watched my initial review, you will know that the white one was the one that I had. The white one's size is large, and I just found it to be way too big for me. So I've asked them to send me a medium one as well, and the medium one fit a lot better. So I've actually heard this a lot as well. People usually tend to over measure, like I kind of did as well. I don't know how that really happens, but I've had a couple people tell me that their arm sleeves were just way too big for them. So a good measure of thumb would be to measure your arm sleeve, and I'll be, putting the biceps or like whatever your arm length thing, like diagram right here. So just get like a measuring tape and check that. And after you measure it and get the size that, it puts the boundaries between, get one size smaller. That's what I would recommend, because you most likely are gonna, over measure. And I like my arm sleeves to be like a tiny bit tighter rather than being, all loose and wiggly around. So having like a size smaller would be a lot more beneficial. So if you measured large, go for a medium one. Now, the second thing to know would be wear. So the bottom of this arm sleeve is actually covered by a material called Teflon or PTFE, the same thing that is, used for mouse feet. And if you know mouse feet, they usually come in very scratchy, and after use, they become a lot smoother. And this also applies for the Flashe Xsleeve, but instead of like doing this, which would also kind of work, the Teflon comes in a lot stiffer, which is like, it makes it harder to move your arm the way that you would want it. So a tactic that I have would be to just crumple it. You're not going to damage it. This is what I found like to work the best, to just, because it's going to come in like as like a rectangle that's just going to be very, very stiff, and it's going to make it very hard to move your arm. So just make sure to crumple as much as you possibly can. And that should create, small creases to allow a lot more, movement while still keeping the glide. So yeah, basically make sure to break it in, or you're not gonna have a very good, first couple of days. If you don't want to like crumple it up, it's like, oh, it's too precious for you, then just, put it on your arm and make sure to like squeeze it and just do like weird arm rotations to just try and get the PTFE to smoothen out a bit. So basically what I mean by the arm movements would be to just, put the sleeve on and just do what I'm doing right now. Just move it around a bit. As you can possibly see, wait, there you go. The PTFE comes directly on the elbow, and on the first initial days, it is going to just be extremely stiff here. So you're probably not going to be able to move your elbow as much. So like I said, you can either crumple it, or you can like do what I'm doing right now. Just make sure to, just stress it a bit so it softens up. So my third and final tip would be to know your mouse pad. So each arm sleeve, or like just 3 different surfaces, I'm going to include your arm as well, will perform differently on different surfaces, because there's mouse pads that are glass, like the SkyPad, and then there's textures like the Zero, which just really like to grip onto your arm, or like the cloth of the arm sleeve. So make sure to know your mouse pad before buying an Xsleeve, or just any sleeve, to be honest. So first of all, I really prefer the Xsleeve for a pad like the Zero or the Hayate Atsu, because like I said, the surface of these pads, the Zero and the Hayate, it just restricts movement when you wear an arm sleeve. It's just really weird. Like you have to try it out. Like there's just extra friction when you wear it, when it should be quite like literally the opposite. So basically, I would use this for a Zero or a Hayate, but when it comes to a SkyPad, I wouldn't really recommend an Xsleeve, and I would just go with like, a normal arm sleeve. This is Flashe branded because they sent it out, but any sports sleeve, arm sleeve really works. But Yeah, I would prefer this for the sky pad because the sky pad is already a very fast pad, and when you wear something that is, makes your arm even faster, it just becomes uncontrollable. So I would prefer this for like a sky pad. And sometimes you don't even need to wear an arm sleeve. It might just be an unnecessary purchase for you. So make sure to like figure out what your problems are and what you want the arm sleeve to solve. I mean, the PTFE arm sleeve here is a lifesaver when it gets really hot, because what happens is my arm starts to sweat and I stick onto the zero, which just destroys my arm's mobility. Like when I sweat and I use the zero, I just cannot move my arm or my wrist or anything because it just sticks onto the mouse pad. So in those climates, this is literally a lifesaver. I can just wear this and do not have to worry about me sticking to the pad. So make sure to like know your pad before buying either an arm sleeve or just deciding not to buy. So yeah, that's it for my 3 tips or like things that you should know before buying the Flashe Xsleeve or like any sleeve, to be honest. But yeah, basically thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, and if you want to support the channel out, make sure to use the discount code down below, which should be SIN20, and you're gonna get like a 20% discount. So yeah, basically thanks for watching. Make sure to sub.